You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Hold on, Rowdy. We'll make it. There's a fork in the road up ahead. Oh, haven't they heard of signs around here? No, I didn't think so. Well, Rowdy, I've kept it from you long enough. The fact is, we're lost. And you know what else? Take a look at the fuel gauge. Almost empty. Don't whine at me. It isn't my fault. This map is useless. So much for shortcuts. Which way do you think it is, right or left? Okay, left. Hope you know what you're doing. Well, what do you know? I do believe that's a town up ahead. Peaceful Valley, population 981. At least it's got a gas station. Rowdy, you just earned yourself a steak. Hey, anybody here?
How do?
Hi, can you fill it up?
Don't see why not. Convertible, huh? One of those new foreign jobs?
The gas cap's under the license plate.
Oh.
Well, I'll check the oil and water.
Sure enough.
Rowdy, stay.
Pretty empty, huh?
She's running on fumes.
How'd you let that happen?
Oh, I listened to a friend. Told me I could cut 4 hours off the trip if I took the back road. No traffic, nice scenery. If I'd gone the way I know, I'd be in Albuquerque already.
Ah, you mean you're lost.
That's what I mean. Think you could point me toward a highway? A great big highway with signs?
Just go back to the fork and take the other road to Braden. That's about 80 miles. When you get there, ask somebody for a map. I'm fresh out. Shouldn't have any trouble, though.
I shouldn't, but I always do. Here, take it out of this.
Sure thing.
Nice little town you've got here. What's it called?
Peaceful Valley.
Well, it isn't exactly a valley, but it looks peaceful enough. Where's the nearest restaurant?
Down the street. It's closed, though. You'd be better off in Braden.
Yeah, but I'm hungry, and so's my dog. I promised him a steak.
Sorry, we don't have many visitors here.
I can see why.
I'll get your change.
Kitty, stop it.
Rowdy, you take it easy. Rowdy!
1850 out of 20.
Rowdy, come back here.
Leave my kitty alone, you bad dog.
Rowdy! He's just playing.
No, he's not. I'll fix him.
What's that? Rowdy? Hey, where is he? What did you do to my dog?
What dog, mister?
You've seen them. Little towns in the middle of nowhere, off the main roads and highways. You've seen them, and chances are you kept on driving. But have you ever wondered about them? Who lives in these towns? Who are they? What do they do, and why do they stay? Philip Redfield never bothered to ask such questions, and until now he had no reason to stop and find out. If not for his dog, an errant cat, and a little girl with a peculiar electronic device, he might have driven through Peaceful Valley and continued on his way without a second thought. But he can't do that now, because, whether he knows it or not, this particular shortcut has led him off the beaten path and into the capital of the Twilight Zone.
And now, The Twilight Zone and our story, Valley of the Shadow, starring Chelsea Ross, with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
Come on, Kitty. Let's go in the house.
No, little girl, wait.
Huh?
What did you do to my dog?
Nothing.
Oh, yes, you did. Look, I was standing right over there. I saw you.
You leave me alone.
Not until you tell me what you did to my dog. What in the... Rowdy, here. Here, boy. Rowdy, where are you?
Hey, fella, you scared my little girl.
That makes us even. Your little girl scared me.
What do you mean by that?
Just what I said. I don't know how she did it, but she made my dog disappear.
What?
She pointed something at him about the size of a remote control. She took it out of her pocket, and he vanished into thin air.
Are you feeling all right?
No, I never feel all right when I see a miracle happen. It raises my blood pressure.
Easy now, mister. What kind of dog is he?
A golden retriever.
Let's look around the yard. He's bound to be here somewhere. What's his name?
Rowdy.
Here, Rowdy. Here, dog.
Look, this isn't doing us any good. I told you.
You try over the hedge. I'll go around back. Don't worry. We'll find him. He couldn't just disappear.
That's what I'm trying to tell you he did.
Here, Rowdy.
Rowdy? Rowdy!
Here he is.
Wait, there you are, boy. Good dog. Where were you?
In the back. I guess he must have found another cat to chase.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I'm sorry I popped off at you. I could have sworn.
It's all right. The way Sissy disappears sometimes? Well, I know how you must have felt. How you doing, boy?
Sissy's your daughter?
Yep.
What was that thing she had, anyway?
What thing?
In her hand, some sort of electronic device. Now, I know I didn't imagine that.
Oh, it must have been her transistor radio.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry I bothered you. Come on, boy.
I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't know anyone would see me.
It's all right, Sissy. It'll be taken care of.
You see all that?
Or what?
Never mind. Okay, Rowdy, back in the front seat. Let's get going.
Hey, Braden's the other way.
I know, you told me.
Evans,
I want to talk to Dorn.
he's not here.
Then you better find him. It's important.
What's happened?
We've got an outsider, and he saw something.
There's the restaurant. The sign in the window says, closed, all right. Great. Well, don't worry, Rowdy. I said I'd find you a steak, and I will, somewhere. Wait here. I'm hooking your leash to the steering wheel. Hello? Anybody here? Hello?
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you come in.
Hi. Is the hotel open?
Open? Oh, yes. But we don't have any vacancies.
No? Why is that?
Well, the rooms are all taken.
But all the keys are still hanging on the wall.
Everybody's out.
Is that right? Well, the fact is, I don't want a room. I just wanted a restaurant. Maybe you could make a suggestion.
I'm afraid it's closed.
You mean there's only one restaurant in Peaceful Valley?
Yes, sir.
Then where do you eat?
At home.
And what about your guests? They do eat, don't they?
If you'll excuse me, I have some work to do.
Just a second, miss. Look, my name's Philip Redfield. I'm a newspaper reporter, and if I sound nosy, I guess that's because it's part of my job.
Oh, I see.
You don't mind, do you?
No.
Good. Then just answer one question for me. Look, ever since I pulled into town, people have been trying to get rid of me.
They have?
At least that's the feeling I get. I was just wondering why.
Well, we don't get many outsiders.
So I've heard. Enough to fill the hotel, though.
I really have to go. I think you should too, Mr. Redfield.
All right, I get the hint. Oh, miss,
Yes?
mind if I take one of your newspapers?
What? Oh, not at all. Please.
Hey, you better get your subscription renewed. This paper's 9 years old. Come on, Rowdy, let's get out of here. So long, Peaceful Valley. Thanks for the memories. You tell him, boy, nothing here for us. Just let me turn around. A few minutes from now, we'll be back in the real world. Oh, it's a good thing they don't fix this road. Might make people want to come here. There's the fork. Don't see any stop sign. Do you, Rowdy? Nope, me neither. Well, let's punch it. What was that? Rowdy, are you okay? Rowdy? 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 Oh, no. No. It's all my fault, boy. I shouldn't have been going so fast. Breathe. Breathe, please. Oh, Rowdy. Rowdy.
Had an accident, did you?
No, an accident had me. I had the top down. He was thrown out of the front seat. There's no heartbeat.
Let me check. Nope.
I don't believe it. He's dead.
Front end's pretty smashed up.
Radiator shot, too.
Doesn't make sense. The road was clear. There wasn't another car for miles.
Maybe it was a rock.
There are no rocks around here.
Can't be too sure.
Yeah, must have been. Rain washes some big ones into the road every now and then.
If there were, it would still be here.
Could have knocked it off the road.
Come along, Mr. Redfield.
Come where?
We'd better get you to a doctor.
What about my dog?
You have nothing to worry about.
Can you walk okay? Here, lean on me.
Wait a minute. I don't think I want to go back into town. Not your town, anyway.
You need to be examined.
I'm all right, I tell you.
You don't know that. Could be internal injuries.
If anything's wrong with you, it'll be on our conscience forever.
Take it slow.
In here, Mr. Redfield.
This is a doctor's office?
In a way.
Thank you, gentlemen. You can leave now.
If you're not a doctor, what are you?
My name's Dorn. You might say I'm the mayor. And these are my associates, Mr. Evans on my right and Mr. Connolly.
Hello. How do you do?
And how do you feel, Mr. Redfield?
Terrible.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Would it help you to learn that your dog is well?
He's dead.
Oh, no, not at all. Merely stunned. I assure you, he's quite happy.
How do you know?
Mr. Swanson called in. That's the man who helped your dog. He thought you'd be pleased.
I am, if that's true.
You have a suspicious nature, don't you?
I thought I was supposed to see a doctor.
Oh, of course. But you don't really need one, do you? If you did, we'd have one here in no time, believe me.
Then why am I here?
Just to bring us all up to speed, in a manner of speaking. Please, sit down. We'll try not to detain you too long. After all, you can't go anywhere in a wrecked car now, can you?
You got that right.
We'd like to ask you a few questions, if we may. Don't worry, only a few. Mr. Evans, perhaps you'd care to begin.
Mr. Redfield, it's been reported that you saw something, a miracle, I believe you called it, across from the gasoline station. Would you please tell us about this miracle?
Sure. My dog ran after a cat.
What were the details?
That's it.
You're quite certain? Nothing more?
Yes, I'm certain.
Mr. Connolly, your question.
I was simply wondering, Mr. Redfield, why you told the girl at the hotel that people were trying to get rid of you.
What is this, a quiz show? Look, I've got a wrecked car, and I'm already a day late for work.
I assure you, it's being taken care of.
Just a few more questions, if you please. I think you mentioned that you're a newspaper reporter.
So?
A noble calling, but limited. I suppose you have a novel in the planning stages?
Who told you that?
No one. It's a fact, though, that most reporters aspire to be novelists.
I wouldn't know.
Are you married?
No.
Engaged?
No. Listen.
So you came to Peaceful Valley by mistake? No one knows you're here?
Oh, they will. A lot of people are going to know I was here, Mr. Dorn.
Oh, dear.
What's the story on this place, anyway? Rowdy didn't just run after a cat, and I didn't crash into a rock that wasn't there. What did happen?
Come back in an hour, Mr. Redfield. Perhaps then you'll have the answers you seek. I'd like to speak with my associates first.
Where can I find a phone?
There's one at the hotel.
1 hour, then, Mr. Dorn.
Do you think it's wise letting him go like that?
He'll be watched. Well, gentlemen, it's happened.
It had to, eventually.
No, it didn't have to. And it wouldn't have if we'd kept our wits about us. But we didn't. We were complacent, so infernally sure of ourselves.
Dorn.
It's true, Mr. Evans. Would you explain the point of keeping the hotel open and the restaurant closed? Doesn't it seem likely that there would be more inquiries for food than for rooms?
There haven't been either in over 16 years.
You see? Complacency. And I'm as much to blame as anyone. If only the Johnson girl hadn't been so careless. If only Fredericks hadn't behaved suspiciously. If only I hadn't panicked and activated the barrier.
You had to.
There wasn't any choice by then.
So now an innocent young man who's done no one any harm must suffer for our mistakes.
Mr. Redfield.
I was told there's a telephone here.
Well, yes, but
Where is it?
I keep it under the counter.
Uh-huh. A real antique, huh? Figures. How do you get the long-distance operator?
Just ask for her, but...
Hello? Hello? Yes, I'd like to call Albuquerque. Chapel 77205, station to station. That's quite a mayor you've got there. Makes a person feel really welcome.
You've spoken with Dorn.
Yeah? All right. Keep trying. My name's Redfield. Well, I see they haven't come back.
Pardon?
Your guests? All the keys are still here.
Oh.
Because there aren't any guests, isn't that right?
You should have left when you had the chance, Mr. Redfield.
I tried to, believe me. But I smashed my car up on a rock that's invisible. Now, how could that be, do you suppose?
I don't know.
Do you have a name, or is that a secret, too?
It's Ellen. Ellen Marshall.
All right now, Ellen. I want you to let me know when my call comes in. It's very important. Will you do that?
Yes. Where will you be?
Well, I'm going to check on my car, and then I'll be in the mayor's office. Still starving to death, probably. Rowdy! How you feeling, boy? I counted you out, you know that?
I gave him some water.
What about the car?
It's pretty banged up. Hood's sprung, and the radiator's punctured.
Yeah, I know. You were supposed to be fixing it.
Nobody told me.
Well, I'm telling you.
Can't do anything unless it's authorized.
It is authorized. $200 extra in cash if you get it fixed by tonight. Consider it a bonus.
It has to be official. Sorry.
You're going to be a whole lot sorrier, I promise.
Mr. Redfield, come in.
I thought you said my car was going to be repaired.
Sit down, please.
I don't want to sit down. I want to know why nothing has been done to my car. Why is it just sitting out there?
Primarily, Mr. Redfield, because you won't be needing it anymore.
No? And why not?
Because you are never going to leave Peaceful Valley.
Is that supposed to be a threat?
You see, Mr. Redfield.
Now, the situation is rather complicated.
While we hold no brief against you personally...
Wait, I think I've got it figured out.
Oh?
Peaceful Valley is an insane asylum, and you're the head lunatics. I'm never going to leave. Who's going to stop me?
We are, if necessary.
There's nothing you can do, Mr. Redfield.
We'll see about that.
Don't do anything foolish.
Please listen to Mr. Evans.
Tell him to get his hands off me.
Come with us.
I said don't touch me.
Mr. Redfield, be reasonable.
You be reasonable. As far as I know, kidnapping is still a crime in this state.
Gentlemen, I implore you. This violence must stop now.
Oh, you've got one of those too, huh? What are you going to do, make me disappear? Don't you
There.
You shouldn't have done that, Dorn. Now he's seen the device up close.
You mustn't bring him back.
I have to.
What did you do? How did I get in this chair?
You were disassembled.
But I was across the room.
Your molecules were transported and reassembled with this.
That's the same thing the little girl used. So what is it?
I'm afraid you wouldn't understand, even if you were a physicist, which you aren't.
Try me.
Let's say it's a device by which we move objects from one location to another. All things are collections of atoms with spaces in between. Even you, Mr. Redfield. And those atoms are in a given mathematical order. This mechanism breaks them up and stores them, then puts them together again in the same order.
That's ridiculous.
Perhaps. But it saves time when you want to move your furniture around.
Dorn.
Yes, Mr. Evans?
Let's get this over with.
What's he talking about?
You smelled a story in this town, Mr. Redfield. And you were right. You turned off onto the road to Peaceful Valley. You saw certain things that defied logic. You became curious. So we had to stop you. And now, I'm sorry to say, we must do worse. Because you have stumbled upon the best-kept secret in the world.
What secret?
Our gift.
Dorn.
Relax, gentlemen. It will do no harm to tell him now. Our gift, Mr. Redfield, bestowed on the people of this village. 104 years ago, a man came to Peaceful Valley. From what land or even what planet, no one knows.
Oh, come on.
He was a brilliant scientist, but he was also wise, as you shall see. From his brain came equations the likes of which no one has seen or dreamed of. No one on this planet, at any rate.
What kind of equations?
Of course, I can't tell you what they were, but you're aware, I trust, that the basis of this complicated process we call life is energy. It is a powerful, mysterious force. If enough of it were to strike a single square inch of Earth, it could run all the machines in the world. It could perform miracles.
And you expect me to believe in this magic?
No magic. The scientists' equations unlocked the force, Mr. Redfield, and from them has come the greatest power for good or for evil that the universe has ever known.
Where do you come in?
He decided to entrust his secret, the equations and the machines he'd built, to 3 men. He instructed them to give the people of Peaceful Valley the benefits of this power, but under no circumstances to reveal the secret to the outside world. It was to be kept here until humanity learns the ways of peace. And that is your story, Mr. Redfield. So you can see why we cannot allow you to leave. Our law is very clear. It says, let him who discovers the secret be eliminated. There is more at stake here than your life, much more. And now it's time to finish it.
What are you doing?
Come with us.
Get away from me!
Don't make it hard on yourself.
Come, Mr. Redfield, we can't do it here. I promise you it won't hurt a bit.
No! Wait! Wait! What is this place?
A laboratory, built by our benefactor. There's the original of the dissimulator, somewhat larger than the one we used on you upstairs. And this is a second-generation model. The same principle, with one important difference. It works in what we call the time dimension. No end of uses for it. For example, please step over here, Mr. Redfield. And don't be afraid. Mr. Connolly?
Yes?
Hand me that letter opener on the desk. Now, let's say that your automobile accident had been more serious. If you had been injured, if some metal had penetrated your flesh, like this.
You stabbed me.
Precisely. But don't worry. As soon as I direct the time ray at your wound, you will be restored to a moment before the letter opener entered your chest.
My skin. I can feel it closing up. This is fantastic.
Isn't it? Even the fabric of your shirt. Now, let me see. This console is a duplicating machine, but not like others you've seen. Here, for example, on this card is a description of the atomic structure of a ham sandwich on white bread with mustard. One ham sandwich. I believe you said you were hungry?
Not anymore, Mr. Dorn. Out there on the road, what did I run into?
In the car. I'm sorry about that, but we had to stop you. It was an energy field, a wall of loosely packed atoms, so to speak. Purely an emergency measure. Now, behind this wall panel with the cards is a folder containing the sacred papers, the original equations from which everything you see came about, in case you still doubt that they exist.
Do you know what you've got here?
I believe so.
And you mean to say you don't intend to share it with the world?
Oh, good heavens, no. I've already explained why. The world isn't ready.
But Peaceful Valley is?
We have no wars here, no crime, no violence, no greed. Unlike your world, ours is a place of peace. We use the power for good, not evil.
And what makes you so sure the rest of us wouldn't do the same?
Come now, Mr. Redfield. The history of civilization is written in blood.
Because people wanted things. With this power,
they would destroy the universe.
They are children.
But that one machine, it could stop sickness and suffering. It could cure disease. And you let people... Haven't you any conscience?
Yes. That is why we cannot release the equations. The same power to heal the sick could be used to kill the innocent. It could mean the end of the world.
I don't believe that.
Think, Mr. Redfield. What did you do with Professor Einstein's primitive equation E = mc squared? It could have been used to make the waters flow in the deserts to feed the starving millions, was it? No. It was used to destroy countless lives with a bomb.
So you're just going to sit on your secrets, use them for making ham sandwiches?
Ham sandwiches are a bit better than total destruction, wouldn't you say?
Let's get on with it. He knows too much. We have to eliminate him.
You hypocrites. You talk about us, but when you want someone out of the way, what do? You eliminate him.
Be quiet.
No, he has a point, Mr. Evans. That is what I've been pondering. If we kill this man, then in what way do we differ from the outsiders?
It's the only solution.
Thank you, Adolf Hitler.
Oh dear. We didn't anticipate this, did we, gentlemen?
It is the law.
Not necessarily. The law says let him who discovers the secret be eliminated. It doesn't say killed. You can be eliminated one of two ways, Mr. Redfield. Through death or through assimilation. The choice is yours. Will you die or will you join us?
You mean live here the rest of my life?
Exactly. Become one of us. It won't be unpleasant, you know. We'll give you a nice house, built to your specifications. Time to write that novel.
Nothing or everything, huh?
Well, which shall it be?
What do you think?
In that case, welcome to Peaceful Valley.
I've equipped it with bookshelves, a desk, reference materials, paper. I'm sorry about the old-fashioned typewriter. We couldn't find a card for anything newer. But Dorn has promised me...
Miss Marshall.
Yes?
Why are you going to all this trouble?
Because Dorn asked me to.
Is that the only reason?
I suppose I'd like you to know that I'm not really unfriendly. I'm not. In fact, I think we could be very good friends. Mr. Redfield.
Yes?
May I ask you a question?
I wish you would.
Do you play chess?
Oh, that's great.
Is something the matter?
No, everything's fine.
You do like the house, don't you? I tried to make it nice.
It's beautiful, Ellen. But I'm afraid you wasted your time.
Why?
Because I won't be here very long.
As long as you think that way, you'll have no choice. Dorn won't trust you.
He's trusting me now, isn't he?
Is he? Hello? I'm leaving Mr. Redfield's house now. You see, I'm required to tell him everything you do.
But you're not like the others.
If you get hungry or want anything, call me. I'll look in on you later. Oh, and don't try to go beyond the border. The force field's still active.
Yes?
Mr. Redfield, on your call to Albuquerque,
the circuits are still busy. Easy, Rowdy.
Hello? I brought you a new typewriter ribbon and some erasers for now. Dorn's still looking for the atomic structure of a word processor.
Thanks.
Have you started the novel yet?
Not really. I find it hard to concentrate in prison.
I don't understand.
You ought to. You've got the same problem.
I can leave anytime I want to.
Then why don't you?
Why should I? What could the outside world offer that we don't have?
That isn't the point. It's what you could offer the outside world. Right now, at this very moment, millions of people are starving. You could feed them. They're suffering. You could make them well. But you don't care. Let them starve. Let the children die because their mothers can't give them enough milk as long as you're happy.
Philip, those things, are they really happening?
All over the world. Every minute of the day and night.
What would you do?
A terrible thing. I'd get those papers, and I'd give them to the world.
You mean you'd steal them and run away? But you promised Dorn...
I promised myself to be a decent human being, and that means helping other human beings. And what's the use? You don't know what I'm talking about. You never wanted anything you couldn't whip up in 10 seconds like a cake.
I did once. When you were going to leave Peaceful Valley. I've thought about you since then, Philip. Even asleep, I've thought about you, and it hurts. I don't know why, but it hurts. We have machines for so many things, but I can't stop this feeling.
There's an equation that might help. 1 + 1 = 1. Don't people fall in love here?
I don't know. But now, Philip, I want us to be together.
I could want that too, in a real world. But as long as I'm in Peaceful Valley, I'm going to want just one thing. Out.
All I know is I want to be with you.
Then help me.
If I do, will you take me?
I promise.
I'll be back. Wait for me outside.
Easy, Rowdy. My car. You got it fixed.
Dorn always keeps his word.
What about the force field?
I had him take it down temporarily so I could check the road outside of town. We only have a few minutes.
Then let's go. There's just one stop I have to make. Come on, Rowdy. There. The equations. And then what else? What do I need? Maybe, atomic structure of gold. Guitar. Gun. 38 police special. That'll do.
Put the equations back, Mr. Redfield.
Get out of my way.
Do as I say.
No, you don't. Not this time.
Dorn! He's bleeding. Use the time ray, quickly.
Keep your hand off that machine. I don't want to shoot you. Don't!
What have you done? We've got to restore them.
What are you?
I can't let them die. Are you going to shoot me too?
No, of course not, but...
Have you looked at the equations?
Right here. Wait a minute. The first one's blank. The second one? They're all blank. You tricked me.
Thank you, Miss Marshall. So now you see what would happen if our secret were to get out?
The first thing you do is make a weapon.
The second, you kill with it.
It was all a setup, and you were part of it. Everything you said was a lie.
Not everything, Philip.
She thought you would prove your good intentions, as I did. But you are like the others. You believe that if the end is just, then so are the means. A pity. You have lost paradise, Mr. Redfield, and you don't even know why. Gentlemen, the machine.
Yes, sir.
So now you're going to do the same thing.
Not quite. You're going to be rendered harmless, but it will not be an execution. I've been studying our law, and I believe I have found a way with the second-generation machine. Try to appreciate our position. Imagine a state which has carried the death penalty on its books for 100 years, but has never had to invoke it. That was the case here. You were our first prisoner, so to speak, and you forced us to re-examine our law. Adjust the time ray, Mr. Evans. Goodbye, Mr. Redfield. I was becoming fond of you.
Here's your change, mister.
What?
Your change?
Oh, sorry. I must have dozed off for a second.
Happens when you drive too long.
Yeah. You say Braden's back that way.
80 miles.
Down, boy. It's just a cat. You stay. That's strange.
Anything wrong?
Well, just that woman who walked by. Thought I knew her. Wishful thinking, I guess. Nice little town you've got here.
We like it.
Well, so long. Don't know that I'll be back this way, but keep it peaceful.
You've seen them. Little towns in the middle of nowhere, tucked safely away from the main road. Ever really thought about them? About the people there? What they do and why they stay? The next time you're tempted to take a shortcut, think twice. Because what happens there might change you and the world in more ways than you could imagine. Of course, change can be a good thing, as long as you're on your way out of and not into the Twilight Zone.
Valley of the Shadow, starring Chelsea Ross with Stacy Keach as your narrator, was adapted for radio by Dennis Etchison and written for The Twilight Zone by Charles Beaumont. Heard in the cast were David Darlow, Frenette Lebo, Christian Stolte, Amanda Amari, Doug James, Steve Key, Kurt Nabig, Richard Shavzin, Carl Amari, and Roger Wolski. To learn more about the Twilight Zone radio dramas and to obtain audio cassettes and CDs of these programs, visit our website at twilightzoneradio.com. The producers of The Twilight Zone wish to thank CBS Enterprises, Carol Serling, Dennis Etchison, Claire Simon Casting, Terry Jennings, XM Satellite Radio, Sirius Satellite Radio, our sponsors and our radio affiliates for helping make this series possible. This copyrighted radio series is produced and directed by Carl Amari for Falcon Picture Group. Audio editing, sound design, Foley effects, and mix for the Twilight Zone radio dramas are by Cerny American creatives Craig Lee, Michael Slaybach, Bob Benson, and Jason Rizzo. To learn more about the Twilight Zone radio dramas and to contact us, visit our official website at twilightzoneradio.com. Doug James speaking.